Hey guys, this is Naveen here. Welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. So back to our Gatling series. Today I'm going to explain about how to give a pause time and how to check the response code. What are the different options are available? A quick video on it. It's really simple. So let me do one thing. Let me create a quick under this particular simulations package. Right click on it and let's create a new Scala class. And let's see, simple Scala class I'm going to write. This is called, let's see, check pause time and response, something like this that I have created. And as we know that in Scala, every class, simulation class, will extend the simulation. So I simply write simulation class and we need to import that. Other than that, we need two more imports, guys, that we have to do, that we have already seen in our previous session. So these are the two other imports that we have to do. Then I'm going to quickly create one HTTP simple HTTP configuration variable. So let's see, this is my HTTP configuration variable. You can give any variable name, that doesn't matter. And HTTP dot what is your base URL. So what I'm going to do that I'm going to execute three APIs back to back. For example, let's see, list the user and then get the single user, then post call or put call, two or three calls, and between two calls, I'm going to put a pause over there. It means when I click on this particular request API or this particular get API, then it will give you the response. Then I want to give, let's see, 2 seconds or 3 seconds of a pause. Then again, I want to call the single user. Then again, I want to call single user not found, like that. So three APIs I want to call. So this is the base URL. So base URL is this request res.in. This will be my base URL. After that, if you have any header, so let's see, if I want to pass any header, which will I simply say accept an application JSON. So these things we have already covered actually in the last sessions. So this is the HTTP configuration is completed. Now I'm going to create a scenario. So scenario I'm going to mention in this particular scenario variable. Let's say scenario is equal to, and then we have to use this particular scenario method. And in this particular scenario, what is your scenario name? So let's see, my scenario name is a user API calls. Okay, user API calls. This is my scenario. And then I'm going to start my first exec method. And I simply say that this is HTTP. And in this particular HTTP, what kind of call? So let's see, the request name, that is, I'm saying list all users. So this list all user. So I simply say list all users API. You can give whatever the API name that you want to call it. And then I want to call that what kind of call it is. So I simply say this is a get call. And for this particular get call, what exactly the service URL. So for a get call, let's see, this is the URL that I'm going to use. So I simply copy this thing from here to here. So let me just copy this and simple paste it over here. Let me remove this thing from here to here and like this. Okay. And then I want to check the status. So there is a method that we have already discussed, check status. Okay. Check status. You can simply write status.is method is also available, and then you can write status should be 200, like that. So this is one of the way we can do that. And then if after that I want to put a pause, so you can put a pause like this. Okay, dot pause and pause of 5 seconds. You can write it. So duration 5 seconds that we have given. Okay, so this is my first request got created. After that I want to create one more request. So simple write dot execute method HTTP, what kind of request you have. So again, let's see, the next request is a single user request, right? So let me just refresh it. The next request is single user API users 2, like that. So I simply write this is my single user API, and what kind of API it is. This is again a get call, and simple write this is API slash and users /2. I'm not writing / over here. Why? Because in the base URL we have already taken this /. If you don't write it this /, you can mention at the beginning / as well. So I'm not writing like that. I'm writing without forward slash over here. After that, once this is done, then you want to check the status. So I simple write check. Now this time I'm using a different status validation. Status is, let's see, I want that another other than status is, guys, there is one more method, a status in method. The status in, you can tell that you can give a range. I'm expecting status should be between 200 to 210. Let's see. This is the thing also, you can give that 200 to 210 means that it will check the response code status anywhere between 200 to 210, like that you can give. So like this also you can give that, and after that I want to give a pause. Now I'm using a different pausing strategy over here. Let me first of all close the bracket over here and pause of what. So see, for pause we can give 1 comma, let's see, 1 comma 10. So 1 comma 10 means it will pause for a random time between 1 to 20 seconds or 1 to 10 seconds, that whatever you have written over here. So if I have written 1 to 10, it will just generate a random time between 1 to 10 seconds it will generate. So this is another way of putting a pause over here from the Gatling API. You can simply do that. So let's see, pause of 1 to 10. After that I'm going to put one more. So I simply copy this and then paste it over here. After that, let's see, I want to call this single user not found. So I simply write single user not found API, single user not found API, and the API URL is API users 23. This user 23 is not available. So I simply say that 23 is not available. And then I'm writing status in a different way. So instead of writing this, I simply write status dot. See this carefully. There is one more method, status not. Status should not be 40. First of all, that we are getting 404. So I'm simply writing its status should not be 400 first of all. And then I can simply write that status. If you really want to write one more not over here. So let's see, status is not, it should not be 500, like this. Okay. So you can write not also with the status, okay, not 400 and 500. And then again, I want to write a pause in a different form. So there is one more, you can write a pause in milliseconds. So let's say I want to write a pause for 300 or 3000 dot milliseconds, you can write it. So you can simply write in milliseconds, but for milliseconds we have to import one package, that is the duration package, guys, that we have to import. So I simply import one package over here, simple write import io.gatling, not, it's coming from Scala actually, Scala dot concurrent dot duration dot duration int, we have to use that. Okay, and let's see, 3000, I simply write dot milliseconds. So we can use this particular milliseconds over here, like that. Okay, and yeah, so this is almost done. This is also done. Okay, and then simple save it. So this is the thing that we have created. After that, we just need to create our setup method that we have already created, and then we have to inject the scenario dot inject, and then at once user, only one user that we are going to use, and after that dot what kind of protocols that you are going to use it, HTTP a conf protocol that we have already created over here, this variable that we have to pass, and that's it. Okay, make sure there are no errors in this particular code. So this is find dot protocol HTTP configuration. One second. Yeah, we need to remove this extra packet. Okay, let's run it, this particular simulation. So all we know that, we all know that, okay, we have to execute this engine. So right click on it, go to run engine, and then we will pick this particular check response time and response, pause time in the response. So we have this one, zero, simulation number 0. So just pass 0, enter any description, let's see, test status, and then the simulation got triggered, and see, it's waiting, pausing for 5000 milliseconds, the wait time that we have given, and then only after that only it will call single user API. Okay, so you can see this entire API is completed, we don't have any error, and then the report is finally generated. So I'll just copy this entire report So I'll just copy from here to here and open somewhere in Google Chrome, somewhere, let's see, let's open in a new tab, enter, and you can see that, okay, yeah, all the API responses, everything is perfectly fine. You can go to the details. So this is list all users, single user API, and single user not found API. All are absolutely working fine. We don't have any error over here. So this is the way, guys, you can put a simple check. You can put a pause with different type of pause like that. You can check the response code with the status attribute like this. So you can use within the range also, you can use the exact status. You can use the status not also, you can use it. So it's a very simple thing. You can just try and let me know if you have any issues. And the same concept will be working with any kind of API that if you are using it. So back-to-back API you can call like that with the same scenario. You can take this. You can try, maybe you can do a post call, then same do an execute with the get call, and then again execute the specific user also. You can get it like that also. You can do that. So you can create one end-to-end scenario by calling the multiple APIs in a sequence with the proper pause over here like that. This is the main purpose of this pausing. Very good feature, very straightforward thing is available like that. So that's all for this particular video, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching Naveen Automation Labs. Please subscribe to the channel and please watch all the Gatling videos, whatever we have covered so far. Till then, take care. God bless you all.